contents of the bag are full military.
Big mistake for them to think they're going to occupy Gaza.
It's day 41 of Israel's war. Their target remains Gaza City's Al-Shifa hospital. You heard that right. A hospital is their main target. They started raiding Al-Shifa on Wednesday, and today the operation continued. Now, the obvious question is why? International laws protect hospitals and medical centers. So why is Israel targeting them? Because Israel says Hamas is holed up inside. They've also released some video evidence. Take a look at this.
We're now, as you can see, in an MRI room. I don't know when this was used the last time. It is definitely an MRI machine. And if you follow me behind the MRI machine, I'll show you what our troops exposed just minutes ago. In military terms, this is a grab bag, grab and go of a Hamas combatant. And if you zoom in and we get some light over here, what you'll be able to see is military equipment. There is an AK-47, there are cartridges, ammo, there are grenades in here, of course uniform, and all of this was hidden very conveniently, secretly behind the MRI machine. And when our troops opened this closet here, which is in the main part of the clinic, this is what they found. These weapons have absolutely no business being inside a hospital. The only reason they're here is because Hamas put them here. The contents of the bag are full military kit for one Hamas terrorist. A live grenade, ammunition, fighting vest with insignia, boots and of course uniforms, and last but not least, standard AK-47. Inside the hospital, hidden in a secluded area.
So Israel claims to have found weapons, AK-47s, grenades, military uniforms, all stashed inside the Al-Shifa hospital. These claims are yet to be verified. Many in the Arab world have already rejected them. And there's a reason for that. Israel posted two versions of this hospital walk-around. The first one was deleted. Then later on, the IDF posted an updated version, the one you just saw. And why did they do that? Well, no one knows. We're waiting for an official explanation. And while Hamas does have a history of using civilian infrastructure, in this case, Israel may have to provide more evidence, more than randomly placed AK-47s. Meanwhile, outside Al-Shifa, the attacks continue. Israel targeted the residence of the Hamas chief. His name is Ismail Haniyeh. They also released footage of this airstrike. Of course, Haniyeh was not home. Like most Hamas leaders, he lives in Qatar, probably in some luxury penthouse. He doesn't seem to care about the people of Gaza. Their pain is increasing every day. The death toll has crossed 11,000. Around 40% of those fatalities are children. But getting an exact figure is impossible because communication and medical services have collapsed, meaning no one is able to keep count. And chances are things could get still worse. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has dropped an ominous warning. He says there is no place in Gaza that Israel will not reach.
We were told that we won't enter Shifa. We entered. And in this spirit, we say a simple thing. There is no place in Gaza that we will not reach. There's no hiding, no shelter, no refuge for the murderers of Hamas.
Here's why that's a problem. Israel's operation was supposed to be limited to the north. Southern Gaza was supposed to be a safe zone. But now Netanyahu says he will reach all over Gaza. And he's already raided a hospital. So why not southern Gaza? That's the next big worry for the global community. Only the United States can reign in Israel. President Joe Biden has not called for a ceasefire, but he did say that occupying Gaza would be a mistake.
With regard to when is this going to stop, I think it's going to stop when Hamas no longer maintains the capacity to murder and abuse and just do horrific things to the Israelis. I made it clear to the Israelis I think it's a big mistake for them to think they're going to occupy Gaza and maintain Gaza. I don't think that works.
So there is pressure from Washington. It was evident at the United Nations Security Council as well. Until now, the US has shielded Israel from any criticism. It vetoed all resolutions aimed at Israel, but not on Wednesday. The United Nations Security Council finally passed a resolution on the war. It's a slow clap moment. The UNSC's only job is global peace and security. And when did they pass a resolution? On day 40 of the war. That too after 4 failed attempts. The latest resolution was backed by 12 members. 3 permanent members abstained: the United States, the United Kingdom, and Russia. And don't expect radical changes after this, because this resolution is vague and toothless. It talks about humanitarian pauses and corridors. But the wording is key. All previous documents demanded a pause. This one calls for it. Now, demand and call may not seem very different, but at the UNSC, it's a signal of intent, or in this case, the lack of it. Israel has already rejected this resolution. They're expected to continue the offensive. But beyond the military implications, it's the political ones that Israel should worry about. Attacking a hospital is never acceptable. Openly boasting about it, even worse. And in the last 24 hours, Israel has done both. Chances are it will erode global support. Plus, don't forget the hostages. Netanyahu does not seem to have a plan for freeing them. So Israel's opposition is mounting the pressure. Opposition leader Yair Lapid wants Netanyahu to resign. He doesn't want fresh elections at this point. He wants a new leader from Netanyahu's party to take charge. If not, he is threatening a no-confidence vote. So the Prime Minister of Israel has some thinking to do. His allies are losing patience with him. The civilian casualties are rapidly increasing and the hostages are still in captivity. Hamas may not retain control of Gaza after this war, but at this rate, Netanyahu may not control Israel either.